Hello and welcome to this Friday edition of Asia Business Report. I'm Sharonjeet Leo. Now, China's President Xi Jinping will be sitting down with President Obama shortly for a working dinner. They will no doubt be chewing over the economic and trade relationship between the two countries. So how is that relationship? We're joined in the studio by Frank Lavin, who's the founder of the e-commerce company Export Now, and also the former Undersecretary of Commerce and International Trade. Now, Frank, we know this meeting comes at a time of huge tensions. President Obama accusing the Chinese of weaponizing the internet, concerns over China's growing assertiveness in this region. So will they be able to get down to business and really achieve something concrete in the business-economic relationship?
Well, I think both leaders, Sharonjeet, are committed to tackling the problems, but I think from the American side, there's a perception in recent months there has been deterioration in the business environment in China, that there's sort of nascent protectionism, there's a lot of sort of economic nationalism, there was the 3% currency devaluation, and there's particular challenges in the tech sector. I think all of those issues are going to come up in the course of this discussion.
That's right. You mentioned the currency devaluation, all the sort of tumultuous summer that China has had with its markets. We know that China's economy is also beginning to slow. And, of course, the currency devaluation couldn't have been popular at all. So does this give the U.S. somewhat more leverage this time around, do you think?
Well, I think it takes China's problems front and center, and I think both leaders see a connection between China's economic reform strategy and China's overall economic performance and international connectivity, meaning if reform stays on track, the economy is bound to do better, and that also means keeping the Chinese economy open to international investment and international participation. So that's a shared set of goals, but easier said than done.
And that's hopefully what we're seeing with President Xi, obviously, in Seattle, meeting those tech leaders. So we're seeing a little bit more of that. But there continues to be, of course, huge trade imbalances between the two countries. Despite China's slowdown, the surplus is still enormous, some $60 billion just in August alone. So how can the U.S. be on a more even keel, even trade footing with China? And I believe you've set up something to try to address this in a small way.
That's right. That's right. Our company, Export Now, what we do is we help U.S. consumer brands sell into the China market. So great brands like Ocean Spray, Fender guitars, Micron computer chips, helping them sell. And look, Chinese consumers are hungry for these global products, right? The Chinese consumers, particularly the upper tier, the top quartile, want the same global products, whether it's Nike, Starbucks, Audis, that consumers around the world want. So helping these companies get into the market is a huge win for everybody.
All right, and potentially might deal with
Sure. At least it takes some of the political edge off of these issues, because the fact is, China market, it has become increasingly open to international products over the last few years, but there's still a fair amount of hesitation on the part of the foreign merchants.
All right, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for coming in there, Frank Lavin there from Export.